I can't still now, just like talking about it now, I can't believe that it worked. The food I'm serving them was ultimately 99p Iceland microwavable ready meals, but dressed up to look fancy.
Just so I can visualise, is this just in the back garden?
Yeah. The more I said to people, I'm sorry, we're fully booked, the more they wanted a table. Then I just started saying like the most crazy shit, like, oh, well, you want a table on the 12th of May? Like, okay, well, like, how many Instagram followers do you have?
You're joking! No!
I collated these different versions of myself and decided to send them to all these TV interviews of me. And it worked.
You sent a letter to Booze.
You literally lettered Booze. Or maybe, yeah. And
saying you were terminally ill.
Maybe.
If anyone doesn't know who you are, they probably have heard of some of your stunts.
Yeah.
More so the shed stunt. Should we start there? Is that what got you into this whole kind of game, or were you doing it way before then?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been like full of shit.
Right.
But
you're in the right place.
That's it, yeah, relatable.
But yeah, I guess, yeah, so the first, it wasn't really the beginning point, but it was the one that is the thing that kind of, it kind of changed everything.
Yeah.
Went from when you can't afford to go to the shop without checking your bank balance, go, fuck, let's go to not Waitrose, no, not Waitrose. Let's go Aldi. To be able to just like have a bit more freedom.
Right.
To do, you know. So yeah, that particular thing was basically, I used to live in a garden shed in southeast London in Dulwich.
You actually lived in it?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yes.
Fucking hell, I didn't know that.
It was like a house share,
right?
And I lived out the back in the shed. They put me down there.
Wow.
That is just like a landlord trying to get extra money.
Oh no, it is.
That's
Well,
mental.
you made it work for you.
Well, yeah, it was like, but that was like, I just did everything with it was like funny. I moved in, and like I said, like I wrote an article for Vice at the time, and I was like, you know, this is the perfect place because it's the only spot in London that can't be gentrified. And then I ended up like gentrifying it. Like, what I did is I got it registered as a restaurant on TripAdvisor. This was like April 2017.
Right.
Then over the base of like 6 months, using like fake reviews and kind of building this online kind of like mystique around it, got it to #1 in the whole of London on TripAdvisor out of the 18,000 restaurants. But it didn't exist. We never even served a plate of food.
So what this were your friends leaving reviews, or were you doing them?
So it's weird. My history with writing fake TripAdvisor reviews is I used to do it for money. Like when I first started out as a writer. We're all over the place here, aren't we?
No, what? So like companies would pay you?
Yeah. Well, restaurants, like restaurant owners.
Really? That can't be. That's
I'm
got
never
to be frowned upon.
It's definitely not legal.
I will not trust TripAdvisor ever again.
Yeah.
Because I thought this way before I saw the video that you did. I thought to myself, like, surely, like this is like a go-to tactic for people, like
it would
brands.
make a lot of sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Definitely.
and even TripAdvisor. Now I don't. They probably don't. It's wrong for me to say this or even to suggest it. But why are they not getting restaurants on board? Going, look, if you pay us to be on the website, we'll boost you up,
Exactly.
just like Google ads and stuff like that.
It's such a powerful website though.
Yeah.
Like they're like built into. I mean, it looks like it's so old-fashioned, doesn't it? It looks like it's been designed on a Amiga.
Yeah.
But you get like all you need is just an email and a password, and I found that interesting.
Yeah.
Because I used to work in like pubs and like I think everyone probably did.
Yeah.
And like when someone leaves a 1-star TripAdvisor review in those environments, it's like taken very seriously.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's like who left the who was working that
Yeah,
day?
who was
What
yeah,
day
yeah,
were
yeah.
they in?
Yeah.
So to see that this thing was like
So easily exploited.
it was like, oh. And then I like TripAdvisor anyway because it's like a weird corner of the internet that's ran by like whiny old introverts.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, it's probably bad. I've lost. Goes half my fan base. And no, it's just like, but it's a funny website because it's like everyone uses it, but the people who leave reviews tend to be a specific type of person.
Yeah.
So like, I like it as a space, and I did this other thing where I tried to track down the like people who are on TripAdvisor who leave 1-star reviews consistently,
Right.
and then I like invited them out for dinner with me, and then I like reviewed them like they were the restaurant.
And this was all just for fun, then, right?
This was for Vice. This was
right.
I was doing written articles,
Right.
and these were all like bits, and and then that made me more interested by TripAdvisor. As I was doing that, I like ruffled a few feathers by asking them for information, and I was like, "Why are you guys so cagey?" Decided to start doing this.
Yeah.
Then it was like gave birth to this shed experiment. I remember talking to a mate in a pub, and we were sort of talk that would have been like March 2017, and that was like when I always think that talking idea. I'm sure you guys have the same. It's just like talking ideas through in a pub with people who aren't interested by your world or what you do is so helpful.
Yeah.
because they're not going to be nice about a crap idea.
Yeah.
And you get a unique perspective on it as well.
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
sure.
you don't
Yeah.
want to surround yourself with yes men. Like all my friends, like from the real world, they cannot fucking stand my videos. They think I'm a prick. My lifelong mate Westies, I don't think he's watched one in about 6 years, and I don't blame him. Do you know what I mean? I think that's the problem with YouTubers these days. They go and live in these big YouTube houses full of all these YouTubers, and then you get someone like Logan Paul. Vlogs a dead body because he doesn't know any different because of all his mates. That's fucking great, man. That's great content. So you just need them kind of them real people to fucking tell you otherwise. So the shed of Dulwich. How do you?
Yeah, it's shed at Dulwich.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
How many unique reviews did you need to push yourself to number one? Surely it was in 1,000.
No, 96.
96 reviews to put
Yes.
yourself at number one above 18,000 restaurants.
But it must have been 96 5-star reviews, whereas
Yeah, well, we had about 5 or 6 of them were like 4-star. But the way it's amazing, isn't it? That's how few it took.
so low.
It's crazy. But I did it over the base of 6 months, and the reason I didn't do them, my family and friends did them. To answer your question, finally, and I wrote like this kind of like manifesto of how to write a review about the shed.
Yeah.
And it was like you got to mention these things. You mention it's an appointment only restaurant. It's impossible to get a table, like things that would create that kind of like
buzz.
yeah, exactly. And I sent that off to like my family and friends, to people I trusted. It was like, okay, they just aren't going to try and be too funny and ruin it and like that kind of thing. And like I slowly did it. It was like, I think if I'd have done 96 in a day, there's no way they wouldn't have. They'd have been like
suspicious.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I can't still now just like talking about it now. I can't believe that it worked.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
So it became the number one highest rated restaurant in London.
Yeah, this was November 1st, like 2017.
And then you actually opened it. Didn't you?
Yeah. So
Was that nerve-wracking?
Yeah, it was ridiculous. I mean, the whole thing was like about 8 weeks before I thought, oh, this is the best thing I've done. So I started like covering more, like, so I always like, I always saw the writing of the things because I've been doing this sort of thing since like November 2015 for Vice. That's how been living, writing articles. And I always like took it seriously, but I was like never really, the video content I'd done for Vice, I didn't really like that much. And I liked how with written stuff, and I think you have a freedom with this because you would make your own shit, but I didn't have the skills to make my own stuff in the way that I could write. So I had this team of people around me, and I didn't really like the video content I'd done up to that point. And I was like, okay, 2 months before I was like, okay, I should make a video of this because this is good. So I start filming all of the phone calls of hundreds of people ringing up the restaurant, filming it on my laptop and like just taking the calls. And like the more I said to people, I'm sorry, we're fully booked, the more they wanted a table. And then I just started saying like the most crazy shit. Like, oh, well, you want a table on the 12th of May? Like, okay, well, like how many Instagram followers do you have?
You're joking! No! That's so good.
I'm sorry, that's not enough here. But yeah.
So how big was this
That's
shed? If this was your
amazing.
bedroom?
Well, this studio is not dissimilar. Maybe like an extra studio of width that way.
How many tables could you fit there?
Okay, right. So the way I did it, so we got it to number one on the 1st of November 2017. Then I had like 2 weeks basically I wanted to set it up, and the whole plan was this. It was just like I want people to leave. I wasn't almost like I didn't want to fuck with people too much. It was more about like I want them to leave thinking that this was London's best restaurant. That was like
That's really good.
That was like the aim of it.
Yeah.
And so all the things were practical. And one of my approaches, I didn't put any of the tables in the place because it's an absolute shithole. Like I can't like. I had to leave eventually. I moved out because there was like shit water going in the washing machine. And,
Oh, you were getting people to eat there.
No, but like not by that point.
Yeah.
I mean, no, it was eating outside. So we got to the night, and I'm just trying to sum it up as like simply as possible without going on for ages about it. There's a video about it all. Like there's a 18-minute video that you can get on Vice. And but the night we brought like 8 real customers, right? So We had a table of 2 who were locals who had been trying to get a table for like 3 months. So we had them.
Were they Instagram type? Would you say?
No, more foodies.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
They were
Pressure.
like, yeah, exactly. Okay, so they were like, they were foodies. They were a table of 4 from like one of like London's biggest like fashion agencies, but I can't actually legally like go into that.
Wow.
They were like, yeah. So they're blurred in the video,
Right.
And like they would be quite Instagrammy, yeah, but more like classy.
Yeah.
And like then there were a table of 2 like Americans, like newlyweds, who were on their honeymoon. And like the night before, they'd been in Paris eating on like the banks of the Seine, and like
Fucking
that night they were, yeah,
Just so I can visualize. Is this just in the back garden?
yeah. So
Right.
so it was like, and it was November.
hell.
It was November.
Jesus Christ.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
So like if it had rained, there would be no video.
Right, yeah.
Like, that was
yeah.
the kind of,
I'm just picturing like a fucking washing line.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
I'll
just
put them down.
Yeah.
But I had like these little plans of how I was going to try and make it, because it was a shithole. Like the
Yeah.
decking was all. One of the funniest images that was like I saw was like one of the people from the fashion agency had stiletto heels on, and like my decking the steps going up to the shed were like broken or like fractured,
Yeah.
and like just seeing these stiletto heels
Yeah.
going up the deck, just so mad. But like, so I did all these things. So like I had a DJ playing like the sound of a restaurant. I had like tables on the roof and like a ladder going up to them.
No.
I had oh shit, yeah. So like, you know, like in like fancy restaurants, you have like you can pick your like a lobster, like from
Yeah.
an aquarium. That I emptied like the Wendy house outside and filled it with chickens.
Oh
Like,
my.
and it was like pick your chicken, like in a fancy restaurant. We were the #1 rated vegetarian restaurant in London at the time, which is ridiculous. And like, I mean, we had all this stuff going on, and my idea was, if there's enough weird shit going on,
They won't question it.
no, they won't think about the fact that the food I'm serving them was ultimately 99p Iceland microwavable ready meals, but dressed up to look fancy.
Amazing.
So like, I was trying to distract them, like
Yeah.
keep them off
Yeah,
it, and like
yeah,
if there's enough
yeah.
people eating on the roof,
Yeah.
fucking, like if there's enough going on,
Yeah.
we might just make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, bearing in mind, like, so the garden is in half. Sorry, I'm going on, but there's a lot
No,
to
go
like go. There's a lot to paint, I reckon. Before
Mate,
you,
trust me, this is fucking intriguing.
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah.
it's weird. You're like just slowly just calling the police. Under the table. And like, so half the garden is like, is the house share is their half. The other half is like my half, and there's like a big like bush in between the two. And but to get the first half is like, it's horrendous. It's so dirty, awful. Like it may as well be a junkyard. There's like a abandoned like lawnmower there, like a little ashtray with like, you know, an ashtray has so many cigarettes in.
Yeah.
Starts to look like
Spilling
it's
over.
like a Tracy Emin like piece of artwork
Yeah,
or something
yeah.
like that. You're like, okay. And like it was so disgusting. So my practical way of getting around that was like, I blindfolded everyone. I met them on the street up like around the corner, and blindfolded them and like walked them down. And if you watch it, I mean, it's like, it's so weird.
You made that part of the experience.
Yeah, exactly. But I was like, it was practical. It was like, if they see the first half of this garden, they are not coming in this restaurant
Yeah.
shed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, so we had all this stuff, and so 8 real customers, and then about 8 people I employed, actors, who were just saying everything I served them was delicious.
Yeah.
So we had this like balance of real people and enough people trying to recreate that same psychological pressure of online.
Yeah.
Everyone going like, "Oh, this is fucking amazing."
Yeah.
So the real people might be like, "Yeah, this is amazing." you know?
Yeah.
And we opened it for one night only, and like 4 of the customers tried to book again.
That is
fucking
fucking mental.
It's
What,
crazy.
on microwave meals?
Yeah.
What are we talking, like lasagnas and stuff?
Yeah, microwave veggie lasagna, but with like edible flowers and micro herbs on them.
No.